when do you shift from triage and recovery into just straight up economic development? We're moving forward. This is how life is.
Well, I think that's a gradual process, but important to think about. You know, certainly we've been doing that this whole year with the knowledge of the first thing we had to do was make the lake useful again and in its former state. And so tied to that is moving ahead. And I think what's so really nice for us is sort of the two things coming at the same time, this one-year celebration and the opportunity to at the same time say we hope in another month we'll be completed with the lake. So there's this huge milestone for our community. And people really take it. We have many other things, as you know, large infrastructure things that need to be resolved. But this is the first thing where we can actually say, check. Done. We've got the lake back together. So that has been a real sense of hope and confidence for the people. And one of the things that we notice is because we do a lot of business tourism where people make reservations ahead of time. There are a lot of weddings that are planned as an example there, and people are starting to make reservations for weddings now for next spring. And that wasn't possible unless the lodge owners, the hotel owners could have some confidence that they would be ready for that. So that's also something in the future that brings hope to people, that more people will be coming in.
Is there a sense of, and this is for anyone, not for you because you had mentioned this, but I'm going to refer, Kid talked about the 1-year anniversary. Is that one of these things where you're, you know, we're going to mark it? Yep.
It's the milestone.
Yeah, we're trying not to use the anniversary language because of exactly what that means. This is not a celebration. This is a commemoration of a period of time that I don't think anybody wants to revisit. But we also have to be understanding that it is significant to, to see progress move forward. There are a lot of very somber gatherings that are going to be going on in our communities throughout Western North Carolina, and they are to remember the people that have lost, to remember the effort. Somebody recently said it's important for us to take a step back as a community and see, yes, here's how we rallied, but let's not let this be the thing that rallies us again too. And let's remember all of the things that have been accomplished because we saw that there was a need and we attacked the need. Doesn't have to be in a disaster context all the time. I think there's a lesson to be learned here. Part of that is also an economic development lesson. How are we going to make sure that businesses are resilient the next time this comes around? Is there going to be an economic development playbook made that's going to cover things like short-term cash flow and all of the things that Kit and I and others have been crisscrossing the state talking about with other chambers? Those things are important, and I think on the commemoration day, those things become front and center again.
So at the agency level, and I'm pointing to you, Ben, and I'm picking on you a little bit because you are an agency director and in South Carolina, are there those conversations about, not only are these things that we need to be talking about, but are there plans being put in place to respond to the next disaster?
Sure. I want to thank our legislature for putting $40 million in our budget to be prepared for disasters. So after the disaster, I got a call from the Speaker's office and said, how much money do we have to move forward with the disaster to get started faster? And I told him the $40 million that the legislature put in there that the governor approved in our budget was ready to go, and we got started immediately. We started with disaster case management. We had about 50 disaster case managers to go out and start helping citizens with, again, citizen-centric, to go start helping citizens, those who were having housing problems, whatever unmet need that they had, we were ready to go right away to get started. Later, FEMA came in with money for disaster case management, so we've expanded from about 50 disaster case managers to over 100 disaster case managers, working with those citizens directly. Whatever their unmet need is, that's what we're helping, whether it's housing, food, clothing, furniture, whatever that unmet need is, that's where we start.